What's up, guys? It is time to talk Black Sabbath because they just released their debut single off of their 19th studio record, 13, entitled God Is Dead. And this is a very, very interesting album because it is the first album with Ozzy Osbourne with new material since 1979's Never Say Die, which was a very controversial record, of course, with the mixed opinions, and Osbourne himself even said in later years that he did not like that album. He actually despised it. So, what's this comeback have in store for us? Is it going to be technical ecstasy years and on? Or is it going to be pre-technical ecstasy? Well, delving into it, a little bit of brief history on this record. It is, of course, as I said before, the first album with Ozzy Osbourne since 1979, so we got that. And this Black Sabbath reunion, just in general, no one thought it was going to happen. Because the band themselves said, we're never going to get back together. We're not going to try it. Maybe sometime, and, giving vague dates or something. And then Osbourne himself said, it's like getting back together with an ex-girlfriend. It sounds good when you say it to yourself. I really like to get back together with Shirley sometimes. And then you do it, and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? So, it's basically an outright no. It's not going to happen. But for some strange, weird twist of fate, I almost said 2013. In 2012... it did happen, and Osbourne and the rest of the band are reunited under the same banner. You got the original Black Sabbath together again, well, minus Bill Ward, of course. He had a little bit of a contracts objections. He said he needed a contract or something physical to sign, otherwise he wouldn't do it. They didn't give in, so he's not in the band anymore. It's kind of funny because the 2007 reuniting of Van Halen happened much the same way with Michael Anthony just saying, I don't want to do this anymore. So I don't know the really official reason for that one, but he's not in it. So it's, Van Halen minus one member. So Black Sabbath minus one member. Much the same with Anthrax, with Dan Spitz. Of course, he'd been gone for like 10 years by the time they got back together. A little bit more. But all these bands just reuniting. We were just waiting for a Sabbath reunion. Just when is it going to happen? It's going to happen, and it's just a matter of when, basically. Because they're back together, finally, and releasing the first studio record, pretty much, actually the first studio record of new material in general since 1995's Forbidden, which I haven't listened to be honest. I've only listened up to Born Again, so I can't judge that album. I've heard really, really negative things about it, but I have yet to judge, basically. So, delving into the track, it is a whopping 8 minutes and 52 seconds, the longest Osbourne-era Black Sabbath song to date, and let me tell you, it's got a lot of great things about it. It's very bluesy towards the end, and it sounds, towards the end it sounds like the outro of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, kind of like where they do just the bluesy little riff, combined with the thrashiness of Symptom of the Universe. So it sounds really interesting, especially towards, the latter half of it. And even towards the beginning, it's just got this really interesting, just kind of 1980s sounding intro, and then it gets into it, and it's really epic, it's really intense, and it's Black Sabbath, I guess, to be honest. It sounds very doomy, like the doom sludge metal that they were known for back in their early days. So if I were to compare this to anything, I would compare this to their early material. Their self-titled debut to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, basically, is what they sound like. So, it sounds a lot like that, but it also sounds, it also retains the true raw intensity that is Black Rain, Scream, Down to Earth, and Ozzy Osbourne's basic discography, later half, whatever you want to call it, 2000 and up, basically. So, this is like a metal song, but for the ages, for the newer fans, basically. So, if you want to get into this song, if you want to get into this band, I would highly recommend the Osbourne years, and this is just no slouch. This song is really good. I really like it, personally. So, if the rest of the album is like this, prepare to have your minds blown. If you're already a fan of this band, great. If you're just getting into this band, I would highly suggest going back and listening to Paranoid first, and then maybe Master of Reality, and then checking this song out. Because Black Sabbath is a band for the ages, they're classic, and this song is just another classic to add to their discography. So I really like it. You'll probably like it. I don't know. It's a good song. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because, well, it's a good song, I guess. It's classic. So I'm really stoked for this album, actually. It's going to be interesting to see what Black Sabbath comes out with next. So I believe the next single is coming out in May, and I might do a little bit of a review on it, but typically I don't do 2 singles from the same thing unless it's Temper Temper, but that sucked. But yeah, so be prepared for a review on 13, and I'm also probably going to do my Mind Crime review, obviously, for my reviews classics. So yeah, also I want to add, I would not have found out about this song unless Cover Killer Nation posted it to his Facebook, so thank you very much, Cover Killer Nation. He reviews stuff. He actually does the Thought Buffet now, which is really interesting because it's really just out of his genre. It's out of his normal kind of, video stuff. He normally does music. Now he's doing current events, and he's really good at it, I guess. So thank you very much. This is Midnight Strike 3625, and as always, keep calm and rock on.